Hi, Sandman here. Today I'm looking at DC Nation number 0. Saw this at the comic book store and I noticed it was 25 cents. So decided to pick it up. I know it's late to review. The summer event starts now when we're halfway through the summer. But oh well. Yeah, I generally wouldn't do kind of these preview kind of books, but this one looked pretty decent, and thought, what the hey. I'll tell you right now, though, like, I was a huge DC Universe fan until the New 52, and I was totally not happy with the New 52. I didn't think that reboot needed to happen. And I think that reboot wrecked a lot of stuff that can't be fixed now. Even though I hear Rebirth has fixed a lot of stuff, I don't know. Now it's just too much of a mess. Like, went through about 10 plus years of the post-crisis universe being a mess, and then getting everyone on the same page and all the characters on the same page. It was quite a mess, and I really just didn't have the desire to go through that again. But you know what? I might dip back in with some stuff. That Flash World is looking pretty good, and DC on a whole doesn't seem to have fallen into the SJW trap yet. But yeah, it's going to be hard for me to get into it. Like, I'm totally lost on everything now. It's like, by the time of the New 52, I knew just about everything, and then there was some exciting stuff coming back, like with the return of the JLI, Justice League International, which they did for New 52, but it wasn't done the same way they were planning to. They gave it to like someone who hates the JLI, Dan Jurgens, and made it a very boring book. Judd Winiak, I think, was originally planned to do it before the reboot. And they did that miniseries. I can't remember what it was called now. Lost Generation? And he did a pretty good job with that. I was excited to see what would come with that. And there was all the stuff that was supposed to happen after Brightest Day. Just a lot of... And Booster Gold got canceled. One of the greatest comics in the last decade. And now we're back into this murkiness as we don't know what's canon, what's not, what counts, what doesn't. And New 52 had this really dark tone that really cynical. It was just horrible. It's like you know, they had the Justice League done by Jim Lee and Jeff Johns, which should have been like right there ingredients for a surefire hit. I think it sold well anyways, but it was really not a good book in my opinion. Really disappointed with it. But anyways, let's get back to this. So this book has 3 stories, one with Joker, Justice League, and Superman launching their new storylines and creative teams or books. I'm not exactly sure. Like, first we got Batman and Your Big Day, though Batman's not in this story. Superman in Office Space, which will be launching Bendis's run. And surprisingly, like, I was surprised to see this name, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez as penciler. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about there, he's one of the most underappreciated artists of all time. But I guarantee you're aware of his work. He created like all the style guides that's used in all the merchandising for DC heroes for the 70s, 80s, 90s. Still shows up to this day. Like, I still see his art used for like a lot of the merchandising. He disappeared for a while, and I'm not quite sure he was up to, but I was surprised to see him back penciling. It's probably just for this preview issue. since he's like 70, I can't see him wanting to do that all the time. But and then we got Justice League with Scott Snyder and Jorge Jimenez. I thought he might be Phil Jimenez under a different name, but no, it's a different guy. Anyways, so this first story was the Joker here. It's a prelude to that wedding storyline with Batman and Catwoman. The artist is Clayman. The script is Tom King. Not familiar with either of them. Been hearing a lot of bad stuff about Tom King, but I'll give him the benefit of doubt. The Clayman art is okay. Doesn't really stand out to me. Doesn't seem like a superhero art style. More like it'd be more suited for something more indie, I guess, or a crime book or something along that line. This whole story is about him hijacking this guy's place, making him wait for a wedding invitation that he says is coming, and this guy's just rightfully paranoid he's gonna get killed. But like, over 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, like nothing happens. And some lame jokes by the Joker. Not really digging this version of the Joker. Looks like they've already abandoned the Joker with his face ripped off and strapped back onto his head. Didn't read much of any of those issues, so I don't know what that's about, but yeah. So the invitation actually comes, and surprise, he decides to kill the guy anyways. And the invitation was really just a note about his kid Mary being late to school for a few days. I guess the subtext there would be that, like earlier on, he's been asking about, he's saying he's got a daughter, blah blah blah, don't hurt me, don't leave his daughter alone. But I guess the subtext here is saying that, or implying that Joker already killed the daughter. He was waiting for this notice from the school saying she hasn't been showing up to school. So that's a good little beat there, I guess. I don't know if it's worth 6, 7-ish pages, but now we're getting onto the Superman story. And Jose's, I always forget Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Man with 4 names. His work is evolved a bit from what we were used to. It's still looking good though. He's hanging in there. He's right on par with today's talent. And this is like basically Perry White giving grief to his staff about how they gotta pick up their game and not become a shill site, a shill magazine, like so many Star Wars sites are now. I'll probably be talking about those on some other videos. Yeah, I guess Lois Lane is gone. She's MIA. Clark doesn't seem too concerned though. There's not really much going on. Like, this is kind of what you expect from Bendis, just a lot of talking head stuff. And it's, from what I've seen so far, a lot better than his last couple of years at Marvel, which was just some really unreadable crap, which is really disappointing because that means he's just not trying. Because like, I read his Power series, that was great. New Avengers when it started was awesome, and then I kind of lost track of it all. But it just seems like the longer he stayed at Marvel, the worse his work got. So he seems to be revitalized, and we're going to DC. We'll see if it lasts. This story doesn't really grab me. There's like a new reporter hired. Of course, she's a diversity hire. Don't send me hate mail. It's just a joke. Yeah, and then Perry's trying to get him to open up. Not working. And she's got the mischief eyes, like she's up to no good. She's obviously fixated on Clark for some reason. Oh, I scanned that wrong, by the way. It should have been like this, and like this. And then there's some a good pin-up shot. And then she's stalking him on the rooftop. They all said he likes to come up tier 2. So that means everyone knows he just randomly goes up to the roof. I think someone would put 2 and 2 together about that. And then we're at a nightclub later, and here we are, we confirm she got an agenda. Like every other diversity hire. Just a joke, people. Just a joke. I am kind of interested in this. This looks interesting to me. When they brought him back, they should have gave him that costume he got in issue 50 of his run back in the 90s with the white eye holes. There was no need to make this other costume. Not a fan of him showing his hair again. But what are you going to do with 2 Flashes now? Anyways, here's the Justice League story. Not familiar with this guy's art, but it's pretty good. The coloring's a little bit heavy-handed, in my opinion. And I'm looking at this new Justice Leagues, and they're pretty random. You got Lobo. At least he's back to his normal self, rather than that Pretty Boy New 52 version. I don't know what they were thinking there. And Beast Boy. But as I read later on, we find out it's part of the reason that they have to be unpredictable or have teams that don't make sense. And you see every one of these spreads has like a color thing. This is all reddish tones. This is all blue. That's Superman, Starfire, Martian Manhunter, Last Hero of Mars, Last Son of Krypton, Lost Princess of Tamara. How she lost. Then we got Sinestro, the Starfish, Starro. This Justice League looks like it's going to be one of those really high concept, kind of Jonathan Hickman-like series. And then we got Justice League, Team Wonder, Dr. Fate, Raven, Etrigan, Satana, Wonder Woman. Then we got Team Wisdom. We got Cyborg, Atom, Robin, Flash, and Harley Quinn, of course. These guys should really send a check to Margot Robbie there. Ever since that movie, Harley Quinn's just been in everything and super popular. Look at his face on Batman. Oh, I was a putz. I let something sneak up on me. But, yeah, I don't know. It's actually... I might check this stuff out. Not really a fan of this. Oh, he's actually got a beard. How they've been portraying Green Arrow as this younger guy. Match up with the series, obviously. The TV series on the CW. Yeah, we got these guys. Seem to be a ripoff of the Celestials from Marvel. But this series looks pretty grand, epic. It's worth a look, I think. And yeah, that's it. It's overall pretty good for like 25 cents. Get some good art at the very least. Like there's no bad art in it, which is great. Still kind of smarting over the New 52, so. But you know, I'm gonna jump in again. I think I want to check out that Flash War. Oh, and I want to check out this Doomsday Clock. I heard it's pretty good. It's kind of sacrilege to continue the Watchmen after to do a direct continuation. I got it before Watchmen and Silk Spectre that I'll be reviewing soon. In the meantime, anyways, that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe and hit on the bell icon for notifications. Greatly appreciated. Thanks. Talk to you guys later.